Welcome back to the channel. It's Reactions, Rants, Rabbit Holes. 8:30 in the morning. So, good morning if it's decent for you. If it's just morning, I must, I don't. If Friday night was rough, Friday night was rough. Lost Girls, Nova Rockafeller. Just cause, cause.
We were meant to do much. Kids in a system that nobody loves. Sitting in bus stations, sun coming up. Nowhere to sleep, so we need to find drugs. All we had was us screaming, don't give up. Barely 15, but we had to grow up. Arms full of cuts and nobody to trust. How can you have dreams when you're us? I was always hanging with the lost girls. They're running from the cops, seeing a lot of girls. Can I crash at your house? Nowhere to go, girls. Now the escorts are overdose girls. Thanks yourself for a little more liquor. Ooh. Now you're homesick for a place that you've never known. Ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark. And all we know.
All right. Daughters I don't get to see much. Just daughters, so feel for the lost girls out there. But on the other hand, it seems like a pretty badass tune. So, messaging aside, I'd say a strong message at that. It's a pretty badass tune.
Nowhere to go but found someone to boo. Someone got drugs, so tonight it's the moon. Got no one to be and got nothing to do. Barely 15 when we dropped out of school. No one to care, nobody to call. Wearing whatever we steal from the mall. Lost a few on the way, paint their names on the walls. I swear that it wasn't our fault. I was always hanging with the lost boys. They're running from the cops, done a lot, boys. They're out there selling rocks, popping off, boys. Now they're doing drugs, so they got shot, boys. Oh, and things you'll do to make time pass quicker. Ooh. Now you're dope sick in a highway motel alone. Ooh. All we know is climbing fences in the dark.
I will go with the fact that, I didn't, everybody had to come up different ways. I'll go with that. I'm not, I don't want to jump on my soapbox at 8:30 in the morning. I think it's very good still. Strong messaging. I'm not, I'm not sure I ever, well, I guess 15, I suppose. 15 looks a lot older now in videos than it does when I remember, being there. It's still very, very good. I'm just, I'm not a big fan of petty theft. If you're hungry, you're hungry, but it's complicated. I go with that. It doesn't change the song. I think it's very good.
Always climbing fences in the dark. And all we know is growing up was way too hard. And all we know is we missed who we lost in the park. And all we know is perfect people that we are.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of going to the person who has exploited the area and, Not endorsing, of course, all opinions for entertainment purposes only, but kicking in their door and doing something to them and then redistributing that amongst the people who need it. Yeah, a cat working at the register gonna get his ass chewed for a bunch of petty theft going on. Got to try to do something about it. Put in a hard spot, and all because you don't want to go and actually attack your own oppressors. You know, I can't say nothing too negative. The system's set up to exploit, but boy, if we just turned our focus to the ones who have exploited us. Our petty misdemeanors would change to righteous anger and maybe create change. Unfortunately, reminiscing on this is a good way to reflect on why shampoo has to be locked up at a Kmart. And if I gotta have them unlock the deodorant cabinet so I can get some aluminum to rub on me and make me goofy at the cellular level, thanks. I really want to go through all that till I get my chipped card Luciferian number where I can only deal with a digital all-intrusive control system. So hey, get your Snickers while you can. Actually, it makes me think of the people who turned down would turn down like an ounce of silver. I think he even tried it with gold. But they take a Snicker bar over, so disconnected to what actual wealth looks like that they're like, no, give me the diabetes. That really satisfies. I'm hungry and hangry. Oh, this'll take care of it. Betty White told me so. No Bernays-esque control in that. Turning down an ounce of silver for a candy bar. I'm just saying, we end up where we choose to end up. Hey, I ended up in prison, so I'm not saying I know anything. I just chose to go after people that were ripping off other people. A pack of gum and $35 from the till ain't enough to give up a year of your life for. Growing up was not hard for me, so obviously I have that whole disconnect from anybody who struggled with shit existence. And I know that's real, even though I tend to not want to address it because, I didn't belong to it. So, you know what I mean? To those who relate too much, I mean no disrespect. Given an opportunity to sleep in the car, hope things are going to work out, or suck it up, sleep in the car for one day, get a job the next day, move in with friends the third day, that would be my path. You know what I mean? It was always team up for success, not... I don't need anyone to hold on to the anchor as I sink deeper and deeper and deeper. I can do that all alone. I team up with other people. It's always got to be for some sort of, upwardly moving. Get out of the hole we're in. And then we'll figure out how to have fun. But, living in the hole isn't worth it. I mean, just like that last statement. Very cool, good aesthetic in the video. Uh, it's got that real squatter feel. Uh, and trust, I did time with guys who lived in abandoned buildings. I visited people who lived. My sponsor for the longest time was a guy who worked with people who were drinking themselves to death. They lived in a home where, I mean, they do the Lysol, the Sterno, the whatever. It was weird. I mean, it was like, and then they're not trying to fix them. They're just letting them use till they die. So trust me, no, don't trust me. Never trust anybody who says trust me. But I have reflected upon. I don't just condemn. I'm not condemning anyone who has to live outside of a normie existence. That's real. And to the girl struggling out there, there's added variables. I look at it through a masculine lens of King of the Hill, and that doesn't always work that way. Equality sounds good on paper till you're in a back alley and it's 4-on-1. Then that equality, well, that would go the same for me too, though, I guess. So, I think you get my point. I'm not trying to, it's tough. There's variables. And all that sensitivity too. Like, yeah, no, it's very good, deep. I'm just not a fan of, if I'm telling a war story, I call it out for a war story. If I'm watching not glorification, but hey, the last thing society needs is reflect on petty shoplifting like an activity that's acceptable. We're gonna end up losing places to go buy shit. Now, maybe no, because you still need some place to rob. So I mean, you're really biting the hand that feeds you in the weirdest way. So it's complicated, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right. Hey, wow. I guess that's a way to start the day. Later.